Hilton brings you new ways to stay, with experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Okay, did it work? Hey, it worked. Hi, everybody. Don McDonald here, literally here in the Pacific Northwest for the first time in a while. I am at the Meydenbauer Center in beautiful downtown Bellevue, Washington, and we're here for the first actual gathering of real live human beings in the last several years. Maybe it's it could be decades. I don't know. Feels like forever. I mean, Apollo Lupescu is here. He's in the house now. Hello, Apollo. We're on the air. Good to see you. We are at the premier retirement event of the year, Retiremeet, at the Meydenbauer Center. Do we have? I didn't break your microphone. Oh, well, you broke your microphone. Tom is here, but he broke his microphone.
Feeling better.
You want me to turn it on for you now?
That would be even awesome.
All right, I'm turning it on for him. I'm going to turn his volume level up.
Well, so much better. Yeah, it's been great. Here's been the fun part. I know people love the presentations.
Okay, you're really popping. You got to talk across it. Don't talk into it.
All that stuff, but it's just great to see people after so long. Doggone it.
Oh,
clients we haven't seen, people that follow our advice that we haven't seen. It's been fun.
And you can hear them in the background because it is now lunchtime here at Meydenbauer, so everyone's taking a half-hour break from the festivities to nosh a bit on these sandwiches.
And here's Herb Weisbaum.
Here goes Herb. Herb's walking.
Paul Merriman's going to be on in a couple minutes. We got the greatest hits. You can still come this afternoon.
Do we have some seats that we could, like a couple seats?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Okay.
This would be a time to come because Paul Merriman, Herb Weisbaum, and Apollo Lupescu.
Okay, you are
three of our
really
best.
Popping that mic.
Three of our. I'm trying to move it across.
Yeah, okay. All right, because you're getting your plosives. You're a plosive boy. He really is. He's the king of the plosives.
As long as it's not the explosives,
so
I'm better.
Really? So people can come over if they want?
Yeah, still come in, yeah. It's right here, Meydenbauer. It's, right off the heart of downtown Bellevue.
They wouldn't even have to pay now that lunch
that
is
I can't
over,
even recognize anymore.
They could probably sneak in for free, couldn't they?
Probably get a free lunch.
No, lunch is going to be over by the time they get here.
But there'll be lunches left.
Oh, yeah, the veggie sandwiches, as you said.
You gave the number?
No, I haven't.
I didn't know how far in we were.
No,
I was trying to play it in front of the room, but it didn't work very well.
No. So, no, if you would like to... Yeah, we're on the air right now.
Okay, you guys are awesome. I'm never for you.
Thank you.
I just have to say that.
She says we're awesome. Aww.
What's
Thanks.
You're not the mean one.
I'm not.
I'm the mean one? I'm not. He is the mean one.
Oh,
thank you.
That hurt. We won't repeat what she just said.
I will repeat what she said. I'm the good-looking one. I love you. I love you so much. I didn't even pay her to say that.
I don't know if I'm going to have to go find out. I'm going to check the bank records. I may look at Venmo a little bit just to be sure what's going on.
My day just got so much better.
I was tired, and now I'm rejuvenated after that comment.
So here we are. We are at a big event about retirement and about planning for the future and about dealing with money and about making money and saving money and doing all that stuff with money, deriving an income from it. So if you have some questions about money, we hang out here every Saturday. Well, I don't actually hang out in Meydenbauer every Saturday. I hang out in Florida. But we hang out with you on the radio every Saturday to talk about money, and then we turn this into a podcast. So, yeah, give us a call, 855-935-TALK. One of the things we want to talk about today is, again, somebody is telling you that the 60-40 portfolio is dead, that the balanced portfolio makes no sense.
And by the way, the Rasputin joke worked big today, too.
It did not. They're just pandering.
It just went well.
People want to be nice. They want to be nice.
They want to help me.
They want to help you. They care about you.
Oh, that's killing me.
But we want to talk a little bit about that because the source is interesting. The source, once again, the 60-40 doesn't work anymore. We're going to give you some facts about the fact that it has worked. But there's better ways to do it than the. Everybody falls back to the traditional method. And there are better ways to build a balanced portfolio, and we're going to teach you some of those. So give us a call, 855-935-TALK. Stop by the Maidenbauer Center here in Bellevue. Apollo Lupescu is going to be speaking. And, oh, my gosh, he's tremendous.
Brilliant.
He's tremendous.
Taking those difficult topics and making them understandable to all of us.
And I can hear the music, that works out. Yeah. So give us a call, 855-935-TALK. Be back in just a moment.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Is your portfolio a mess? You may have a case of hodgepodgeitis, but don't worry, we can help. Just set up a free, no-obligation meeting with a Vestory advisor at Vestory.com. No sales pitch, guaranteed. That's Vestory.com.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
Talking real money on Saturday from Maidenbauer Center. What are you laughing about?
They ran out of roast beef.
Wait, they ran out of...
Oh, they ran out of turkey. Okay. Well, apparently they haven't listened to the show much. There's 2 turkeys right here.
Well, one at least. Hi, everybody. Don here, along with Tom at Maidenbauer Center in Bellevue. 855-935-TALK is our phone number. We're here to talk about money with you.
You can't make me mad. They gave me a cutlery kit. That's going to be the end of you.
It's compostable.
It's still
compostable.
Sharp. Still sharp.
All right. We're going to the phone. Be quiet.
Okay. All right.
Sakis, welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hello. How are you?
We are well, thanks. What can we do for you today, ma'am?
Well, about a week ago, I heard you speak. A woman called in about a gentleman who was in his 80s, and he was going to be coming into around about $200,000. And, of course, he would not be a working individual. And she wanted to know how could he receive some income from his money. And you mentioned something about a trust, and then something about not having too much risk. And I know of a similar situation.
Okay, yeah, I do remember this. I vaguely remember it. He wanted to figure out how to leave it to heirs. He really I think he didn't need income from it, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because those would be very different things.
Yeah, so you know somebody who is in a situation where they have a couple $100,000 and they need to generate an income from it?
Yes, but it's not quite. It's only like about $125,000. But it's an older person, and there is no 401k. They're not going to be able to work. And I just want to let them, how can they draw any income off of that money instead of just spending it out?
Well, now, how old is this person?
78.
78. And they have, what other sources of income do they have?
I think it's Medicare or
you mean Social Security?
Medicare, I think.
Yeah, that's for their health care, but they have Social Security, I would assume.
Yes.
No other pensions or anything?
No.
And how much do they need to draw on?
Yeah, how much income would you think they would need from that $140,000?
You mean per month or?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, their rent. I would think that their expenditures might be $2,500 maybe.
And so some of that is being covered by Social Security, correct?
Yes.
Well, here's
it's hard to do that calculation.
Yeah,
so, but just for sake of argument, let's assume they need $1,000 from the.
But the 140 is going to generate probably, best case, taking quite a bit of risk, maybe $600 a month, with no risk whatsoever, zero risk. That amount of money will generate $150 a month.
Yeah, you're saying like a CD or something,
Yep.
Which would be the only place it's completely guaranteed.
So, do you know anything about this person's ability to stand the volatility of fluctuating investments?
That is so far over my head. So, sir, what are you asking me? Does that mean can he afford to lose money?
Yes, ma'am.
He can't afford to lose anything.
Then really the best case scenario is probably for this person to are they capable, do they have help? Can they go online on the internet and shop for certificates of deposit?
I can help, yes.
You can help them? What I would do is go to something like bankrate.com.
Just a moment, please.
It's bankrate.com.
RATE?
Yeah,
Yes.
RATE, and have them take a look. You take a look and look for a 1-year CD, 2-year CD, 3-year CD. Split that into $50,000 pieces, and then get those CDs.
That's a good idea.
And then every year, when that 1 year matures, you go right back out to 3 years. But again, this will only give them an income in the current rate environment of $150. Eventually maybe $200 a month. But at this person's income level,
immediate annuity.
Immediate annuity is not going to pay much.
Look that up at immediate annuities, and 100,000 pays about 5,000.
Yeah, maybe that's a way to go. No, it won't pay 5,000 a year.
Yeah, I had my discussion this morning.
And this person's 78.
Yes.
I mean, that's the issue. It's kind of you're giving up.
Yeah, and it's a male. Is that correct?
Yes.
And
Say do it 100,000 just for sake of
Well,
it.
I did 140,000.
Yeah,
So
it'll
just
be
to see.
around $6,000 a year.
Income start date. Let's start it like right
Now
away.
we'll do immediate annuity.
I'm doing it. No, $1,100, which would be a big help. $1,100. Maybe the way to go is go to a website.
That's monthly income.
That's monthly.
Yeah.
Go
She said. So that's $10,000 a year.
Yeah, that's $12,000 a year. Go to immediateannuities.com and
That's
take
what
a
I-
look. Yeah,
Just
take
a
a look.
moment. Immediate.
Annuities.com.
That would be the only annuity we'd ever use, by the way, and we
Yeah.
don't use them. But that would, in this circumstance, it might make sense.
Immediateannuities.com. Okay, we'll
Yeah,
go
I mean,
there.
the struggle is at 70.
And then what do we do?
70s.
Well, then you put in the information. It'll give you some quotes, and then they'll hook you up with some people who sell these products, and but they're big companies: New York Life, Mass Mutual, Lincoln Financial.
The problem is you're giving if he dies.
But remember,
right away,
once
that money's gone.
once you put the money into an annuity, it is gone forever. You get an income for the rest of your life. But if he lives a long time, that's great for him. If he doesn't, then the money's lost. But at least this can probably, over what he's getting in Social Security, this could pretty much cover everything he needs to cover, that $2,500 a month. So I would look at that. Thanks so much for the call. We really do appreciate it. 855-935-TALK is our phone number, 855-935-8255. There are very few cases where we're going to suggest an annuity, but for someone who cannot take risk and manage the money themselves...
Again, in this case, the only thing that's really upsetting to me is if you gave them the money and then you passed away quickly. That would be
that would be tragic.
$100,000 basically.
But
what
else?
other option
What is
is
your other
laddering
options?
the CDs,
Less than
which is-
$200 a month,
Right.
but you still have the principal. In this way, you're giving up the principal,
Yep, you're
but
getting your money
you're getting a pension. There are very few cases where we say an immediate annuity makes sense. This is one of the few cases in which an immediate annuity makes sense. So we'd be in favor. 855-935-TALK. Give us a call. We're at the Maidenbauer Center in Bellevue, Washington, with a huge crowd of people, and you can come by. Really. I mean, we've gotten, Tom and I spoke already.
Yeah.
We did
So
our
you didn't
bits.
miss much there.
And we're Rick Gregorick and Tina Hall and Jason
Barbara Devereaux.
and Barbara Devereaux. They've spoken, but we still have Paul Merriman coming up.
Yep.
And Apollo Lupescu from Dimensional
And
Funds.
Herb Weisbaum.
And Herb the Consumer Man
Herb
Weisbaum.
the Superb, starting in just a couple minutes.
Yeah. So if you'd like, come on by Maidenbauer. Of course, you're gonna, you're not gonna get the sandwich, and you're gonna have to find a place to park.
Might get a sandwich.
Roast beef.
No turkey.
No
Turkeys.
turkey. The turkey is gone. Sorry. So give us a call, 855-935-TALK. I'm Don, along with Tom, and we would love to try and help you manage your financial life a lot better. Don't go away.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Set your course for a great future with a free copy of our 60-page Better Retirement Guidebook at vestory.com, vestory.com.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
Pardon the noise. It's very loud here. But it's lunchtime here at Maidenbauer, and so we do have the crowd cacophony going in the background. Give us a call at 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255 for the money questions that you desperately need to ask. Oh, my gosh. Here comes a person with how many sandwiches do you need, Derek? Huh? You're selling them to the advisors? Good idea. He's such an entrepreneur. 855-935-TALK. Give us a call. Michael, you're up next. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hi, thanks so much. I'm really enjoying the seminar. I listen to you guys all the time. Mike, 2 questions I have for you. I wondered what you thought of Dale Walmsley and his real estate program that he does.
I try not to think of Del Walmsley and his real estate course. I really do. I think that this is it's a lot of let's see, what's a nice word? Hokum? Wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Yeah, you know how Del Walmsley makes all his money? Selling real estate courses. That's where the big money is. It's not in real estate. Real estate is hard work. Real estate is not a passive income like they imply. Owning, it's a business. If you want to get into business, the business of buying and selling and flipping homes, I think it's a great business, but you better treat it as a business, and it's a hard job. Ask anybody who's ever done it. It is not easy, but these purveyors of these schools and systems, they make it appear that it is just a simple way to wealth, and it's a very difficult way to wealth, and it's a simple way for them to get wealth.
Very helpful. Well, he's so convincing, but
Of course he is. He's a salesman.
Yeah.
That's their job.
Successful. Yeah, no. Hey, my other question is, have you heard of leverageplanning.com? They claim, hey, you give $100,000, immediately it'll be worth 35% more.
Leverageplanning.com. Let me just peek at them. It sounds familiar, and I think we've talked about it in the past. It is, it's consumer lending and life insurance policies and really complicated. And again, I can tell you this is one of those things that I am totally confident is too good to be true. Yeah, it's an insurance company. It's an insurance company selling insurance products. And what they're doing is you're leveraging an insurance product, so you're borrowing money to buy life insurance. Terrible idea. Terrible. Good for them, bad for you.
Wow, I really appreciate you guys because these are so convincing in my mind, and I'm so glad I could reach out to you.
That's their job.
How can they make that claim when
funny.
They even said their tagline is "We'll take good care of you."
Of course. I did a class this morning here at Retiremeet, and at the end of the class, I was talking about some of the scams that are out there, the outright scams, where they say they'll give you 10% per year with no risk, this kind of stuff. And I said, you're going to ask, how can people say this? And you have to remember that people lie all the time. Have you watched any of these shows about all the scams, the Theranos and just multitude of scams? And you wonder how they get away with it so long. How did Elizabeth Holmes convince George Schultz that she had a working business where you could get a full blood test from a drop of blood? She lied. That's it. It's just people. They lie. And eventually they get their comeuppance, but not before they rip off a lot of people.
Yeah, boy, it's so helpful. I listen to you guys every week. You guys are fun, and you're excellent. I'm really enjoying the seminar. Another friend of mine is going to listen to it afterward on YouTube. So just want to say thank you. You guys are doing a great job.
Okay, you're watching it online, huh?
Yeah, I'm on YouTube. Yeah, I'm here in Everett.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, that's the other thing. You guys go to retiremeet.com. You can watch it online, too, if you'd like. But if you want to come by, we've got a few seats, and we'd love to see you here at Maidenbauer Center. Thanks so much for the call. I really appreciate it, Michael. Our number is 855-935-TALK. Again, this is the first trip I have taken now in over 2 years. This is the first time I've traveled in over 2 years. I'm actually physically in the Pacific Northwest for a little while and would love to see you down here at the Maidenbauer Center. So come on over. We've got a lot of great speakers still to come, and we won't even charge you for it. You can come for free right now. Come on by. You can also look at it online. Just go to retiremeet.com, retiremeet.com. Be right back.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
A second opinion could save your life either physically or fiscally. Let one of our Vestory advisors help you save your future at vestory.com, vestory.com.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Back to our little get-together here in Bellevue, Washington. I'm Don, actually sitting right next to Tom Cott.
Hello.
Keep the phone off the cables.
Doesn't like the cables, does it?
It doesn't like cables. It sends a signal through there. It goes pop, pop, pop.
Pop, pop, pop.
You got to watch the pop, pop, pop. Oh, there go the sandwiches. They're leaving. That's the end of the sandwiches. Goodbye, sandwiches. Oh.
They're still out there, she says. You're covered, dude.
855-935-TALK is our phone number to talk about money matters of all kinds, because we know money matters. It matters to you. It matters to us, and we want to make sure you end up on the winning side of the battle, and too many people end up on the losing side.
What a battle it is.
Yeah, what a battle it is indeed. All right, we're going to go to Steve. This is Steve number one. We have two Steves on the line. So this is Steve number one. Hello, Steve number one. Welcome to the show. Oh, Steve number one went away to be replaced by Heather. Hi, Heather. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Good. I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
So, I was awarded a $21,000 traditional IRA through a divorce back a few years ago. And it has been sitting in an account at Wells Fargo.
Yeah.
And, right? So I've made several attempts to do something with this money, meaning I don't need the cash.
Right.
I cannot benefit from this until I'm like 52, I think, or 54,
59 and a half.
whatever.
No.
Yeah, okay, right on. So can I transfer that into a traditional Roth IRA?
Not a Roth IRA without a tax hit. So again, this is a quadro situation where money moved from a retirement plan of your ex-husband's into your name, basically, correct?
Exactly.
Okay. So, so that your name is already on the account at Wells Fargo, correct?
Yes, it is. So I get paperwork from them.
Yeah.
But what they're doing every year in September, I'm paying an annual fee.
Yeah, no. I'm getting to that. So, here, if you want to go do this on your own in this amount, which I think you should, I don't think you need a professional to manage this. Here's my suggestion. You could go, for example, to Charles Schwab. You'd simply go there and open up an IRA, individual retirement account. Schwab will then work with Wells Fargo to move the money from Wells Fargo to Schwab. And then once it's there, you could use, even one exchange traded fund, put it all in one fund.
How old are you, Heather?
I am 50 years old.
Okay, so the money is not money you're counting on for the future? It's just extra money.
It's been sitting there it's been sitting there since 2012.
Wow, that's a long time.
Look at one exchange traded fund for that kind of thing, like Vanguard's Total World Stock Index Fund, for example. Put it in there; it'll be no cost. Schwab doesn't have any annual fees on their IRA. You'll own 13,000 stocks. It'll fluctuate all over the place. It'll go way down sometimes. But if you transfer it over right now, you're going to be transferring over with the stock market way down. So that's kind of a good thing.
Yeah. So again, it's pretty simple. You just the first step would be to open an individual retirement account at, in this case, Charles Schwab, and then tell Schwab, I have this money at Wells Fargo. They will move that money over for you. And as Don said, then use one exchange traded fund. I always forget what the ticker on the
VT.
V is in Victory, T is in Tom. Put the money in there. Don't worry about it. You're not going to be required to draw on that until age 72.
And I would just leave it alone until then, probably.
Depending on whether or not you needed it.
Right. Thanks for the call, Heather. We really appreciate you being there. 855-935-8255 is our phone number. We're at Retiremeet, our big annual event last year.
All of a sudden.
Well, that's because they're in a class.
Oh, they ran back in there to hear from Herb Weisbaum.
Is Herb Weisbaum speaking now? Yeah, Herb Weisbaum is speaking right now.
He told me he sold, on my advice, he sold out of the market entirely 2 weeks ago and put it all in Bitcoin on the advice of Matt Damon.
Oh, you said it was your advice.
No, the selling of the market was my advice, apparently. And the buying of the Bitcoin was Matt Damon. Yes, he said it in front of everybody, too.
Goof.
In front of everybody.
Yeah, now he's ruining your reputation.
Which was bad enough already. Come on.
I got to tell you, you know what? You should
What can I do?
Pull a Johnny Depp. You could sue him.
Let's leave it at that, okay? That was sounding bad for a minute
doesn't it? Give us a call, 855-935-TALK. We've got lines open. We've got people on the lines, but we want to have you on the line because we want desperately to help you manage your money better. Give us a call, 855-935-8255.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Tom and I created Vestory to help everyone become a better investor, even those who will never be clients. Let one of our advisors help you start your financial plan or solve a money problem free with no obligation or high-pressure sales pitch at Vestory.com, Vestory.com.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
Welcome back to our much quieter hallway here at Maidenbauer Center. I'm Don. That's Tom. We're in the same building at the same time. Scary thing.
Alert the media or come by and
or the
finish
paramedics
the softball at one time. So what the heck?
Yeah, that's true. You could take out the entire brain trust here. Don't do it, please.
Well, I don't know about brain trust.
Brain trust, yeah.
Something trust. Yeah, okay.
I don't know who'd host the show if we were gone.
I don't know that we don't have a succession plan.
No, we do not have a
succession
succession
plan.
plan.
But not for
we
that,
could let Paul Merriman do it. He's down there. Paul would do it.
Yeah, Paul would do it.
Let's go back to the phones. 855-935-TALK's the number. Mike, it is now time for us to talk with you. Welcome to the show.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. Thanks.
Yeah, hey, kind of a real estate question. I got 4 properties. I live in one of them. And, the market's done us, pretty well in terms of giving us a lot of equity. And I was just curious if you would I'm 41, got 2 kids, and work a full-time job and all that. And I was just wondering if you guys would consider selling one of the properties and paying off the one you live in, or
the question
because
it wouldn't be a matter of the price to me. It wouldn't be a matter of how much money you're going to make. It would be more of a lifestyle question. I mean, in other words, do you like being a property manager? Is this something you want to do?
It like you were just saying a few minutes ago. I mean, it is. It's a busy job. It's not easy. And there's no fast money in it, and I've realized that because I've had these for about 6 years now, and I treat it like a business. It's not my main source of income. And
as you should. It is a business.
Right. It's a business. I treat it with respect. I treat my tenants with respect. I make sure the properties are.
But to Tom's
condition.
point, is this something you want to continue to do, or are you kind of fed up with it and you got enough work with your other job?
I don't mind it. It's nice, and I'm hoping that if I can continue this at least up until I retire, I'll at least have some additional income, because who knows what the economy or state of the country is going to be like in 20 years or so. And so
what does this provide a decent amount of cash flow? So it sounds like it's 3 properties plus your residence, correct?
Right. So the residence is our residence, and we just treat it as that. And the other 3, one of them's paid off. The other 2 have mortgages. One will be paid off in about 28 years, which we refinance to a lower end. And then the other one will be paid off in about 15 years. So 14 years, I think.
Well, again, I think what it boils down to, Mike, is whether this is something. Don't make it a market timing thing, I think is what Tom was saying. We don't know what the real estate market's going to do. We do know that it fluctuates, but we also know that, like the stock market, it tends to move up, the values rise, not by a dramatic amount, but because you're pulling a cash flow from this. It's providing an income. You run it like a business. Businesses make money if they're managed properly. And if it's one you don't mind doing, then don't sell it because the market's up. That's not a great reason.
I think Don's absolutely right. But if you did decide you're going to sell one, this is a good time to be a seller. I would say that.
Oh,
sure.
absolutely.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, it's still a good market. I see it softening a little bit, and I'm hearing that just because interest rates are higher. There's some fatigue from these
interest rates really do influence real estate more than any other industry because it's such a heavily leveraged business.
Yeah.
But really the decision should come down to lifestyle. Yeah, as Tom said, it's a good time to sell. If you've got one that's kind of a pain, maybe sell that. But I don't see anything as being imperative.
And make sure you plan. I mean, you might look at them in terms of the taxation, what you would pay on each deal.
Yeah, that's true.
And
look at
try
the
to
tax
figure it out from there because you're going to be paying long-term capital gains, hopefully, on the gain you've had there from your basis. So
thank you so much for calling, Mike. We really appreciate you being there. 855-935-TALK's the phone number here. And Brian, you're next. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks. I had a quick question on retirement calculators. I was wondering if you guys had an idea of a calculator that doesn't just magically extend your expenses. You know, they come in and they say, you know, what are your monthly expenses? And they automatically use that one number throughout the rest of your life. We're in a situation where I want to retire early or looking to retire early, but our house is the primary source of expense, and that is going to be gone in, 10 years. So I don't really know what to put into these calculators to really figure out, can I
it's
retire
simple.
or not?
Game the calculator. If you think that house is going to be paid off, then figure out when you look at your PITI, take out the PI. Just take that PI number out, and then now calculate that your TI is going to increase over time.
Which
that's very likely. But you just
especially this year. I mean, the tax thing I've already been looking at. Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's a good question. So actually, interestingly enough, when we do retirement plans, we do look at 100% of your spend today moving forward. We would make a change in that plan if you told us, oh, wait, I'm going to pay off my house in 10 years. And by the way, here's another thing to think about. I'd be very careful about paying off anything that has an interest rate any higher, or pardon me, any lower than, say, 4%. Because
they're allowed in.
We know that people have a tendency just to want to pay that mortgage off. And I wouldn't just run off willy-nilly and do that, because again, people have a tendency to. It's an emotional decision, not a very good financial decision, to pay that mortgage off early. I'll put it that way, especially if you have today's 3%, 2.5%. I mean,
no, wait, what?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying he's paying off the mortgage.
Oh, okay.
I'm very reticent. Just met with somebody yesterday, and she said, "I'm going to pay off that mortgage fast." I'm like, not a 2.5%.
Not a 2.5%. I would never. I've got a two under 2.5.
Yeah.
I keep my 2.5. I'm not going to try and pay it off.
So, but you should be able to game the calculator to show the year in which your expenses will be less. Don correctly points out other things will get more expensive.
Yep. Thanks for calling. We're glad you did it. 855-935-TALK. Karen, your turn. Welcome to the show.
Hi. How's it going?
Good. Thanks, Karen. What can we do for you today, ma'am?
All right. I am a school teacher and looking to retire early, of course. Lots of questions. I've pretty much let the school district manage my retirement, and been putting in 15%. The question is, how can I retire early? My husband is 7 years older and just retired from the shipyard. So he's, got his retirement going, and I'm kind of jealous, and I'm 50, I'll be 57 in November. And when I got my statement, it's just heartbreaking to know that I can't even get my full benefits till 2030, which is, I just can't work that long with him being that much older than me. So I talked to a financial advisor, and I just really briefly, And a couple of things, how can I retire early, not touch, I know I can't collect my full retirement from the school district until 65. But there was a mention of I-bonds. Is my first question.
No. Now we're getting into products and confusion and all those kinds of things. What you really do need to retire early is a plan. Hang on with me just a minute.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Want a free copy of my book, Financial Physics? Well, go download it right now at vestory.com, VESTORY.com.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
And real quickly, Karen, one of the things you're going to need to do is you need to sit down don't go to a stockbroker. If you're going to a company with an insurance company name or a stockbroker, you got to find a true fee-only financial investment advisor. And in a few minutes, you'll be able to go to retiremeet.com, retiremeet.com, and you can, for $100 rather than $200, buy what is a small financial plan that will look at your situation and they'll tell you how you can pull this off for $100, which is like stealing. I mean, it's so cheap for a plan like this. So, in the next hour or something, they're going to put it up online. It's a deal just for people who attend to Retiremeet, but go to retiremeet.com. We'll give it to you, $99, and you can sit down with an advisor and kind of get a plan. Thanks for the call. We got to go.
We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for informational, educational, and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately and consistently predict the future, so past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Appella Capital, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and disclosures. Are we done now?